Cheers, my thrifting friends. Okay, we are out and about on this beautiful late autumn day in New England. It is so beautiful outside today. Look at that bright blue sky. Oh my goodness, gorgeous. What a blessing. Okay, I am at a Salvation Army and I am gonna lock my car. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Anyway, I am here because I'm hoping to find any Victorian Christmas, of course. What a dream. But I think the thrifting angels might be with me. Let's see what we can find. I'm hoping to find some modern things. I'm trying to, as I told you guys in my last video, I'm trying to stock up on modern home decor, so when Christmas is over, I can just flip my room over to a really refreshing, enticing home decor look. But anyway, this place seems a little bit busy. Parking lot's really full, but hopefully the thrifting angels are with me. I can find some really good stuff, so let's go check it out. For some reason, I headed straight for the artwork today, and probably this print caught my eye right away because it was so cold and blistery outside. And this was a beach scene, so we can just start dreaming about summer already, and we haven't even seen the first snowflake. Oh my goodness, this was the cutest print. Look at all these dogs. So cute. Art.com. Interesting. Never seen that back stamp before. But look at these dogs. Look at the one on the end. It looks just like Mina, doesn't it? The little blonde one on the end and all the labs. So cute. I thought that was really, really, really cute. Perfect for a dog lover or some kind of, maybe if you own a dog grooming business, I would hang that in my lobby. All right, this was an old mirror and I really liked it. I thought it was extremely cool, but unfortunately it had a pretty big chunk out of the corner of it. So yeah, if you were going to try to hang it up as is, it looks like it was maybe missing its frame. I don't know. Speaking of frames, here's an empty one. And I do like it. But it was $5.99. I thought that was really high for just a frame. And yeah, it had some defects in it. So I just left it. I know some people do like to decorate with empty frames. They create all kinds of cool things with them. Now, this was interesting, but it was $7.97. Yeah, that was kind of high, but it was a very cool subject matter. I know trains are very collectible. And I thought it was, yeah, if it was good for man decor, as you say, if someone had like a nice study or something like that. Interesting mirror, $9.99 is a little high for that. It was kind of modern. It looked modern to me. It definitely wasn't vintage. And the clock, I would assume these two pieces probably came from the same person, but they had $19.99 on that mirror. That's a lot. That's a lot. Now, this stacked mirror on the end, super collectible, very amazing. It was already sold. Yeah, I mean, that was stunning. Very Art Deco. I don't know how much it went for. I didn't even bother to look at the price, but that was a real stunning, very groovy mirror. Lucky person that got that. I got there right. Actually, no, I was there later on in the day, so maybe it sold earlier in the day. This was also a really charming painting. Looks like the artist's name is Marguerite, and it was done in 2003. So fairly modern, but $7.99. But I do love it. It's an original piece of art, which is what I do try to source and resell. I think original art is really the best. But at that price, I did not pick it up. I don't know. It wasn't special enough for me to spend $8 for resale. A little too much. This, on the other hand, had some beautiful colors in it. I loved the wood frame on this, and that's more like it. $4.99. Also had a really nice back stamp so people can see where it came from. So it's like textured photographs on canvas. That's very cool. I loved the colors. This is a beautiful autumn scene. I would totally love to have that in my store. All right, here's an oldie but goodie. I think this is like a drink mixer of some sort. It's obviously missing its mixer part. Yeah, the attachment. So I think, yeah, doesn't that make milkshakes or something? This I thought it was a really nice set if you needed something for Thanksgiving or holidays or had a really big family, because they only wanted $9.99 and it had 41 pieces. That is a lot. That's a full set. You could definitely set a table with this. And I thought that was really nice if somebody needed a lot of servingware for a very small price. These are very nice, but they didn't have any mark on them. They were $13 for both. So that's $6.50 each. I don't know. They were heavy. They were nice, but because they didn't have any mark on them, yeah, I left them. I did leave them. Ooh, black glass. Now, unbelievably, I did pick up some black glass here. I had already grabbed it and put it in my cart, and I was just looking at all the other pieces. And these two, I definitely they do look like amethyst glass, but for some reason they were scratched. And I was thinking, yeah, there's no way to fix that. So they had deep, like people had used them to eat on. So those look like knife scratches. So I left it. This looks like restaurant ware. I think it is actually. Yeah, that's a restaurant ware maker for sure. And I think restaurant ware is very cool to collect. A lot of people do collect it. I would use something like this to like water my plants or something. You know, I mean, I think it's meant to be a water pitcher on the table. These were very nice. I was extremely tempted by these, but they were $6 each. And yeah, I was very tempted, but it's a very specific taste. You would need somebody who really liked that colonial look. And I sell a lot more like the very light colored French country look in my store. Like if those had been white, I would have definitely sold them. This I regret. I left this behind. It turns out it was probably something way better than I realized, but I saw the flaw in the handle, that white spot there. I don't know. It didn't seem like it was a good I mean, it seemed like it was good, heavy quality, but had like flaws. So I did end up leaving it. This looks like it's part of a canister set. I have showed these many times. These, yeah, with the china, that's like part of the mold. So these are from like the 90s, and they were sold as big canister sets. I think Hermitage or Heritage was one of the brand names. They were sold under a bunch of different brand names, but yeah, I find those a lot thrifting. They're definitely readily available. I'm in their blue section. I love the way Salvation Army does group all their stuff by color. I don't know. There's something about that is fun to shop because you can go to your favorite color right away. This was a good deal for this. It was only $2.99, and it was a nice decorating piece if that was your color scheme. I didn't grab it because I would have had to need it to be a very dark blue. I don't do well with those pastel colors. I debated this for a little while. It is a modern piece. I definitely like to sell modern pieces in my store. I think it was originally from Michael's. Yeah, I think that's what I saw when I turned it over. But I don't know. I ended up putting it back. Yeah, Michael's. There we go. I don't know why. I put it back because I didn't feel like it was going to be something to easily sell. I don't know. I don't know why. I just went by my gut. All right. These are really sweet drinking glasses for the holiday. They wanted $5 though for the set of 4. I mean, that's kind of like not much cheaper than the dollar store at $1.25 each at a dollar store. So I don't know. This was sweet. This was cute. I did find it online as a set of 2, but yeah, as a singleton, I left it. If it had more pieces to it, I definitely would have considered it. It was very cute. It was $3.97, but I do love that apple tree motif. I think that's really, really charming. I almost grabbed these, but they were so paper light. I mean, it was a good deal. You got all 3 pieces for $4.99, but they didn't seem like they would stand up to actually having a plant inside of them because they were so thin and paper light. I don't think they were metal. They were made to look like metal, but I passed on those. Okay, this is a cool find. $3.99. There was all 5 pieces here. All of them had their lids, and they were in lovely vintage condition. I mean, definitely vintage and used, but as like pantry storage containers or as leftovers for the refrigerator. These were so 50s. I loved it. They were so 50s, so 60s. So very, very charming. And to have all 5 of them there with that beautiful rose print. Yeah, I definitely grabbed that little set. I thought that that was a sweet, very practical kitchen set. And I definitely grabbed it for resale. Love it. She just needs a cleaning. She definitely needs a cleaning, but that's okay. I think they were really sweet. All right, I definitely grabbed these because they were pink and they had some batteries in them that actually work. So you can see how nice and warm and lovely they were. So yeah, I'm just showing you, they're not white. They're actually pink. You can see how they're like a very light baby pink. And I never find candles like that. I was hoping this was going to be velvet, but it wasn't. So I left it. But yeah, I grabbed those. These were sweet too, but there was only 2 of them. They were in very good condition, $1 each. I don't think they were vintage. I think they were definitely modern. But yeah, at only 2, I left them. I was hoping this was like Fiesta wear or something like that. It was not. I always check out the frames because I do sell a lot of frames. A lot of people are into downloading their own digital art. So if you are a reseller, definitely keep your eye on frames. They aren't really used for photographs as much. People are using them to put their downloaded digital art into. All right, let's check out the furniture. I really like this. That was a great price for this. Someone had already upscaled it with some chalk paint. I would just finish the job with the top. I would sand down the top and get all that awful varnish off of it. And yeah, I would stain that up with just a nice natural color, non-orangey. That would look amazing as a bleached wood top. In my next life, I would have grabbed that. The side table was also a really pretty piece. It was $15. Wish they had 2. I don't like picking up singletons with side tables. Yeah, if I'm going to sell furniture like that, it's got to be in a set because you're going to hold on to that singleton forever, but you'll sell a set right away. So, but they were very pretty. I mean, I really liked those. I love the shape of them, especially the legs. I love that Queen Anne curved leg. I think that's lovely. This, at first, I thought it would make a great little pantry. It was only $15, but it turns out it's a TV. You'd have to do a lot of work to convert this into a nice storage pantry, but it had a great shape to it. And I loved the color that whoever had painted it picked out. That was a great color for that. Yeah, this desk was in awful shape, way overpriced, $21.99. And hello, there's no drawer. There's no drawer there. It was very, very wobbly. I don't know. They're so crazy. They price stuff all over the place. Meanwhile, this beautiful hardwood table next to it is $9.99. This was so sweet, so interesting. It was a table that was a Lazy Susan table and it had mushrooms painted on it. I thought that was so sweet. I did leave it, but I thought that was a really cool piece. Very, very groovy. All right. I was hoping to find something in their linens, but I really didn't find much. This was a shower curtain. It was pretty. I think it was Waverly or Laura Ashley. It was one of those 2, I think. I don't know if I found the tag. Maybe not. Hold on. Oh, Shabby Chic. It was a Rachel Ashwell piece. Okay. So yeah, I knew it was one of those creators. It was beautiful, but it had a hole in it. So I did end up taking it off the hanger and did an inspection, and I found a pretty good size hole. Okay, I'm actually not done shopping. I thought I was, but... All right, well, I am done shopping. It was fun. I mean, I'm going much later on in the day today. I just had some free time this afternoon, so I didn't expect much, but I did find some really nice things, and ironically, black glass. I love black glass, so we're never sad about that. So, all right, let me get home and I'll show you what I found. Hello, I am back. Yeah, it's the next day and I've got a little bit of a haul to show you. I didn't get a ton of stuff at this Salvation Army. They were a little light on inventory, so that's okay. I actually have a couple of pieces that I picked up from the flea market that's next door to my store. As many of you know, there's a big flea market in a big red barn that's next to the store that I run. And I love going in there. The owner, his name is Kevin, and the flea market is called Kevin's barnyard flea market, I think, because it looks like a big barn. So yeah, I popped in there after work on Saturday. So my store closes at 3 o'clock on Saturday, but the flea market stays open till 4:30. So that gave me just enough time to nip in right after I closed my store to see if I could find some cranberry glass, something else that might be fun for Christmas in there, and I did. So let me show you those pieces right away. So, first piece I found was this cranberry glass little pitcher. Now, I found this in a booth that had 40% off. Yeah, 40% off. I found this, and you're gonna see a piece of a beautiful, I think it's called Silvercrest milk glass that I got in the same booth. So I did get this for $8, and then there was 40% off that. So I think that brings it down to like $5 or $6. So yep, and this is really similar, very similar to the one that I have, but different enough where I wanted it, because this has like a swirl design in it, whereas the other one I have has more of like a pressed glass diamond window pane design. But they both have this white handle, this beautiful, beautiful white glass handle. So this is going to look perfect for my Christmas mantle. I'm going to definitely add it to that. And I grabbed this piece of cranberry glass. Now, this was not on any sale. This was in a booth that did not have a sale. This was also $8. And I thought it was worth every penny. It's the most beautiful cranberry glass color. I really, really love that color. Very beautiful piece. I absolutely love it. I think this is so beautiful. I love the color of it. I love this color cranberry for Christmas. I could just stare at it forever. I think it's so beautiful. So yeah, I might get some, I think I might just put some greenery in here. There's lots of pine trees and greenery around me. So I think for Christmas, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some greenery and put this on one of my side tables. And I'm gonna tie a little velvet ribbon around it. I think it's gonna look really pretty. I also picked up this beauty. So it's kind of a mix again of that clear glass and the cranberry color all along the edge. Oh, I thought this was beautiful. So I'm gonna use this on my dining room tablescape for Christmas, since the theme is cranberry glass and milk glass. And I think this is gonna go really beautiful. I got this for $5. It was kind of in a one-off booth. A lot. Sometimes the people that have booths, they don't really style them that great, but they pile and pile and pile a bunch of stuff in them. And this was one of those booths, and I only saw like the very edge of it. It had all kinds of stuff stacked on top of it and below it. It was just in this big stack of other glassware, even some linens. It was just kind of hidden. But I saw this cranberry colored glass rim, and I said, ooh, let me dig in there and grab it. And yes, this is absolutely perfect for $5. I'm not quite sure. I'll look it up. If I find anything online, I'll stick it over here. But I'm not quite sure who makes this. But for $5, I'm like, this is the perfect addition to my dining room. I cannot wait to make that tablescape happen and using this. All right, so the really beautiful piece that I found in the flea market next door to me was again in a 40% off booth. So it was marked 20, but it was in a 40% off booth. So I'm pretty sure I got this for about $13. And I'm pretty sure this is a silver crest, maybe a Fenton silver crest milk glass basket. Oh, I love this. I'm going to actually use this right on the coffee table that's in front of me. I'll show you how I style it. I'm going to fill it up with the most beautiful Christmas bulbs. I have a variety of cranberry colored and forest green, maybe even some white pearly ones, something like that. But that's my plan for this. I'm going to put it right on my coffee table, filled with beautiful Victorian Christmas ornaments, and I just love this. I think it's so lovely. And for $13, if I find it online, I'll put it right here, whatever I find. I think I got a really good bargain for this. I hope I did. It doesn't matter. It's $13 well spent, and it's going to be a really nice piece of my Christmas decor, and I'm adding it to my beautiful milk glass collection. This is a really big, substantial piece. I don't think I would otherwise have been able to afford it if I didn't find it in a booth that had so many things on sale. And yeah, I grabbed it, and I'll show you how I style it. All right, let's get into the Salvation Army stuff. So like I said, they didn't have a lot, but I did still manage to find some really cool vintage things. I didn't really find any modern things this time around. I definitely just found all vintage. So let's do the artwork first. So I found this, it is definitely a needlepoint, or maybe cross stitch. I think that's the correct term. So you can see that this is like a cross stitch of two chickens. I thought this was really sweet. I gotta clean it up. It still has some schmutz on it. Yeah, it's got some schmutz. They had it marked at $1.50. So I definitely picked this up. I thought that was a great deal for this cute little chicken cross stitch. I think this is the perfect size for someone to add to their kitchen. It is definitely old. It's got a very old backing. Oops. And it's got like a wire hang point. So I think this is going to be perfect in somebody's kitchen. I'm sure someone's going to find just the right spot for this. And then you guys saw me grab this one. I really like this. This one was marked $4.99, but I thought the frame, this beautiful, very rustic wood frame, was really nice. And it is marked in the back. It's called Autumn Reflections, and it shows the artist's name. It's got her business card. It looks like it's originally from Pennsylvania. So let me show you that. So yeah, it's an original piece of artwork, I think for $4.99. That's a steal for this beautiful scene. This definitely looks like a fall scene. So I might store it away. I might put it out in my store now. It's definitely, I'm going to have it in my store. I think I'll just go ahead and put it out now and see how it goes. I'm not going to save it towards my January refresh inventory. I think this is more suitable for now. So I'll get this going in my store now if I have a space for it, and I really love it. I think it's pretty. And then the last piece of artwork I picked up, I think this is so precious. So this is this beautiful pressed flowers. It's kind of a lost art. It's a very Victorian style art, which I absolutely love. And it has the most touching message on the back for who this was originally meant for. I'll just read it to you. It says, in Spanish, pansies are called, I don't want to mispronounce it, piramentos, for remembering and thinking of you. I know this move is hard for you all, and we will be thinking of you. Oh, so this must have been something that was given to a family that was moving away from probably other family, and it was meant to be like a remembrance for the pansies. Oh, I absolutely love that. How sweet that is. It is signed by the artist who created it, and it does have the artist label on the back. So I think this is lovely. Again, I picked this one up for $1.99, which I think is a steal for this. So yeah, I think it's a lovely, sweet Victorian vibe type piece, and someone's gonna absolutely love this. All right, I did find some glass pieces, and you guys saw me pick these, and I swear the universe works in such strange ways. So Terry, I showed you in my last video, my subscriber friend Terry gifted me these absolutely beautiful black amethyst candlesticks. And lo and behold, look what's sitting at the Salvation Army, a pair of black amethyst glass candlesticks. These are stunning. I love them as much as the ones that she gifted me. These are definitely smaller. I got the pair for $5.99. And I am 1,000% adding these to my collection. I can see it now in my head, like this beautiful, like a console table display of all different black glass candlesticks with different types of candles in them. I can see it now. It feels Gothic, but it feels very Victorian at the same time. So I cannot wait to do that at some point. But yeah, I'm going to clean these up, add these to my black glass stash, which after all these years, I could never find black glass like this. And suddenly it's just coming towards me. These thrifting angels are blessing me with gorgeous black glass. Oops. So I got those. And then another super ironic, crazy thing that flew into my life after years of looking and looking is another one of these chickens. This is crazy. This was sitting in their white glass area, and I grabbed it they had a price tag of $5 on it. So I think that's pretty much the same price I paid for the other one too. Crazy. This is a different store too. This is not the same store. I got the other one, I think I got it at Savers or Goodwill. But a couple videos ago, I was so excited about finding one because I've wanted one for my kitchen. And I always either find the top, mostly the bottoms. I'll find these in all different, like amber glass, green glass, milk glass. And I know they're missing the nesting hen that goes on the top. But I found another complete set for $5. I'm torn. I don't know if I should give this away. You know what? I'm not going to sell this. When I say give it away, I mean sell it. I can picture another tablescape. I love symmetry in tablescapes, and I could use both my chickens on the tablescape on either side. I think that would look amazing with all my milk glass. I think I would do like a very country themed, very country rustic milk glass tablescape using these hens. So yeah, I'm going to hold on to this. And it was my second glass find at the Salvation Army that was just a wonderful surprise. All right, I also grabbed this really cool, I believe you would refer to this as like a Moroccan style lantern piece. And they had a price of $4 on this, which is kind of crazy because it is very beautiful. So yeah, this was a great find. This was like in their metal area when they have like a bunch of just metal stuff kind of thrown on the shelf. This does open. I mean, honestly, I can't tell if this is like a Hobby Lobby piece, like a reproduction Hobby Lobby situation, or this is like a vintage situation. I really can't tell. I mean, I don't know. I'll show you guys kind of close up. This is the bottom of it. I mean, more than likely, it's probably just a Hobby Lobby type situation. But hey, for $4, I really love it. If I find anything online, I'll stick it right there. And I really love this. I think this is really beautiful. It's very elegant and ornate. I absolutely love it. So I grabbed that. And then I found this. I don't really know how to tell if this is like worth something or just kind of, again, just like a decor piece. But I did pay up for this. I paid $10 for this one. And it did come with the rosewood base. So it looks like a Chinese, very ornately painted ginger jar. It, does have the cover. So yeah, it's very beautiful. This is super elegant. I love this. This is a very maximalist type decor piece that you absolutely can have a lot of fun with. I mean, I looked it over pretty carefully before spending the $10. There's the price tag before making any commitment, but I didn't really see anything. This is the back stamp, if that helps to identify it, maybe age it, I don't know. But yeah, this is a close-up of how beautiful the design is on it. It is quite lovely. Not quite sure if I would keep this or sell it. Probably I'm going to sell it because I have a lot of these kind of vases already, but this one is quite stunning. I think this would look absolutely lovely in a very traditional styled home, something very old world, traditional, but fancy. Yeah, this looks like old money style. Very lovely. I absolutely love this. So hopefully I can make a profit on it. I think I can. And yeah, I grabbed this. What do you think? All right, I'll show you quickly my last several items. I just picked up some random items. I picked up a collection of these duck, I'm going to call them coasters. They're a little bit different, each one. And the back of them are dated in the like 70s. So yeah, they say Maine Ducks Unlimited and they have the year on them. So that one's like 1975. This one says 1974. And this one's also 1974. I paid $2 for the set of 3 of them. And I thought that was a pretty good deal. I mean, I'm just going to sell these in the store, but I think these are really cute for being I believe like a coaster is what I would do with those. Then I found this, to me, I think it's a Currier and Ives pattern, but it says Jeannette glass on it, or Jeannette China, I should say. But it's a black and white patterned kind of a bowl, like a serving bowl. And I believe this does look like a winter scene. So I don't know if I'm going to keep this or try to sell it. I mean, it's really cool for Christmas. I have some black and white stuff, but it's not like this vibe. It's a little bit more like vines, kind of like I have like florally vines, kind of a black and white thing. So I don't think this really fits in with my vibe, but I think I'll bring this to the store, see if I can move it for Christmas. I'll style it with like a Christmas kind of, maybe I'll set it down in like a wreath so that people can see how they can display some. I think this would look good with a black and white buffalo pattern. And I do have some ornaments in my store that are black and white plaid buffalo. I think this would look excellent with that kind of look. Then I grabbed this hand painted, I think it's like a letter holder. It's beautiful. It's even finished off in the back, quite lovely. And it's got the signature of the person who hand painted it. And I did get this for $2. And I'm torn. I think this is really sweet. I think I actually have the perfect spot for it in my kitchen. And I think I would literally put pot holders in here. And maybe, I don't know what I would use this for down here. But this would be super handy for like pot holders or little trivets, you know, fabric trivets that I have. So yeah, I grabbed this. And here's a closer look at some of the painting motif that's on it. I think that this is super cool. So let me see if I can find a spot for this in my own kitchen. If so, I think I'll hold on to it. If not, then I can always bring it in the store. And then these I thought were a great deal. So this was a stack of these lovely rose patterned enamel storage containers, like old school storage. So if you don't want to use a lot of plastic and you want to use something a little more sustainable, that was $3.99, and there was quite a few in here, and they all have the lids. So there was this larger size, and then they had, I'm just taking off the lids as I go, this next size. Aren't these pretty? Very pretty. I love the roses. This size, which is, we're just getting smaller and smaller. So there looks like there's 4. Nope, I think there's 5. There's 5. This size, I'm just putting them all, and they all have their covers, which is a miracle. Yeah, and then this little one, how cute. So this is a great set for $3.99. You get 5 of these storage containers, really old school, very grandma core, very cottage core, all the lids. What a great set. And it was $3.99 for everything. So I stopped in at my local organic vegetable farm, fruit farm, and they had a lot of seconds bagged up for really inexpensive. I think I paid $1 for these fruits right here. They had a mixed bag of plums and pears. They also had some raspberries. I have already made homemade fruit juice with those. So I think we have showed you guys how to do this in the past. Actually, I have some footage. I'll just insert it here that you can see that we made that. But anyway, so I picked this up yesterday when I was out and about, and John and I decided we were going to make some jam to give away as gifts for Christmas. Just little extra gifts. So this is a really old, it's called the Ball Blue Book. It's the guide for canning and freezing. And we have decided that we're going to make this recipe right here. But we have pears and plums. So we're just going to mix it. But it's really simple. You just have to chop the fruit and then add the sugar and the water. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare this and have it nice and bubbly for when John gets home. And then we're going to can it into little jam jars. So I finished cutting up the mixed fruit. So this is plums and pears. Now the pears we did take the peels off of because those will not break down. But the plums we did leave the peel on, and that's going to help to form it into a jam without having to use pectin. So you do want those on there. And the recipe calls for 3 cups of sugar and 3/4 of a cup of water. So I'm going to go ahead and add that sugar, and then I'm just going to let it sit here, and then about 30 minutes before John is supposed to come home, I will start the heat on and have it bubbling and ready so that we can can it together. John just got home from work. I've been showing you guys all my hard work with the jam. I think it's ready. I don't know. What do you think, babe? Do you think this is ready?
I see bubbles.
Yeah, it's called a jelly roll. The actual boil. They in your cookbook they called it a jelly roll. I feel that's what I have. I'm trying to tie it, but yeah, it's called like a roll, a jam roll or jelly roll. Anyway, that must be Mason ball jar talk. slang, I don't know. All right, so yeah, we're reduced about half to where I started. I'll turn you guys around and show you in a second. So we brought up, the ball jars are behind me. Let's see if I can get them in. There they are. So the ball jars are right here, and John's gonna sanitize those. I'm gonna show you a quick little way to make the top of it look pretty, because we plan on giving these away as gifts, keeping one for ourselves. So let me show you what I plan on using to make the jars look really pretty after we're done filling them. And basically, as soon as the jars are sanitized, we're ready to fill them, because you do not have to boil the jars. You can just go ahead and fill them up. And yeah, you don't have to boil them any further as long as your jam solution is at a jelly roll. Okay, so I had this piece of fabric. I actually think this might be like a dinner napkin. I've got a whole selection of these that are just random that I like to use just for crafts like this. And I used this saucepan cover. This is about the right size that you need to be enough fabric to cover the top of the jam jar. So you can see that I just outlined it with marker. I'm going to cut these 4 out. Now we have 5 jars, but as long as I get 4 good jars, you know, that's enough to give away, 2 for each one of our folks. So, and hopefully we have enough left over for a 5th jar for us that we can just keep. And then I got some ribbon, and this is what I'm going to tie the fabric with, but I am going to secure it, you know, with these little rubber bands, and then put a little ribbon on it. I'm going to use the white and the green, not the red, the white and the green. And yeah, so let me cut these out. All right, so this is the final version. I've showed you guys what it looked like along the way. You can see it's really reduced, and John's made this a lot more than I have. So I don't know, babe, does this look about right? Do you think it has to boil anymore, or do you think that looks about right?
It looks about right.
Yeah?
Yeah. It should come off the spoon like snow comes off the roof. It shouldn't come off like water. You want to see like actual like clumps coming.
Oh, clumps. Okay, so then we're okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, to put it in the jars, we have to have it slightly warmer than what it is right now. And so I'm going to get it back up. It is boiling, but it's a very low boil. It has to be like a pretty good boil to put it right into the jars. All right, we're ready to go. I have to tell you guys how lovely the house smells. This fruit jam is just, I mean, there's no candle that's going to make your house smell as amazing as actual sweet jam. So he's following, I guess, the same guidelines for headspace, right? Look at that.
Just trying to keep the edges clean.
That looks so beautiful. What a lovely gift. Beautiful pear plum jam. It's just so traditional and so Christmassy to make stuff like this. Holiday, you know, share it with your family. And it really doesn't take that much time. I mean, the most amount of time it took, my own labor, would be just peeling. Now, the recipe did call for the skins to be left on the plums, so you don't have to use pectin, but to peel the pears, that you would peel the pears. And that's what I did. Oh, this looks so pretty. I hope it tastes good.
I doubt you put anything in it that doesn't taste good.
I know, right? I mean, we used up the rest of our sugar, though. I didn't realize we were so low on sugar. Today was my pantry refill day, and we used the rest of the sugar in this. Well spent, though. Yeah, see, I didn't know if we were going to have 5 jars worth or 4 jars. We only have 4 jelly jars left, actually, so I pulled a random smaller ball jar, but I think we're going to have just enough for these 4 jars. Hopefully we have enough for the 4. All right, here is the result. We did get 4 full jars. They look amazing. Very pretty. They are such a lovely color. And what a lovely gift. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to wait for them to cool down. And then I'm going to put the fabric on them. But John says, let's wait for them to cool down and then we can try to put the fabric under the ring. I mean, I was just going to put the fabric over it like that. But he's saying, let's try to do it under the ring because maybe it'll look really cute like a skirt. So we'll try it both ways. But we're going to let them cool down and seal. And I'll be back and show you what they look like with the little skirt. All right, it is the next day. Actually, we finished these yesterday, but we wanted to let them sit overnight just to make sure that they sealed. So John's going to check the seal right now, and then we're going to put our little skirts on them, these things.
Yeah, so it's caved in. You know, you can feel it's caved in. If you have any doubt, you push on it. You can see it's not going to come back up. If you really have any doubts, you can turn them like that.
Yep.
A lot of people think that these are supposed to stay on, and originally the intent was that they would be there so that it's sealed, and then you would just store them in your cupboard like that.
Yep.
Or you could take a nice little piece of cloth like that.
Yes. I think this is going to look so pretty.
You can go like that.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love that, you guys. Don't you love that?
You can give your friends little
Yeah.
rustic looking jelly jars.
Yeah, please be inspired to try this. Like I said, I got the fruit discount. And I would say plums is like the base, but you can mix apples. If they have discount apples, then you can mix nectarines. You can mix pears, like what I mixed.
Yep.
Grapes.
If you use like just apples or just pears, I would encourage you to make like an apple butter or an apple sauce.
And it didn't take us long. I mean, the two of us did it together. I understand that takes, less work when you have two people doing it. But still, I mean, all in all, I'd say really start to finish, from cutting the fruit to, boiling it down. That definitely takes like about an hour. But I mean, if you're hanging out in your kitchen, who cares? Just hang out, have a glass of wine.
Well, that's why I recommended like the apple butter or pear butter or something like that, because you don't have to peel or core them. You just chop them up.
Ignore our dog barking. Mr. Malcolm is hungry for his dinner. Anyway, here's a great little gift idea. So a really inexpensive. This one we're keeping. This doesn't have the kind of seal with a ring. This just has a cap. So there's nothing to put the skirt in between.
No, it's just comparing decorations.
Yeah, you can do it either way. But we think these are lovely. We're going to give them away for Thanksgiving. We're keeping this one. And we're hoping it's delicious, but I'm pretty sure it will be based on how lovely it made the house smell. So be inspired, give it a try. All right, well, that was everything that I had. Hopefully you enjoyed looking at my blended haul of both the flea market next to my store and a Salvation Army that I went to yesterday in Hadley. So had a lot of fun, a lot of thrifting, and hopefully you enjoyed everything. Thank you so much for subscribing. Definitely subscribe if you like my content and you want to get notified when I upload. I try to upload twice a week. And yeah, you'll get a notification if you subscribe, and I'm super grateful for that subscription. And also give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed also the homemade Christmas gifts that we showed you, making very, very easy jam. It's a great idea for something that's inexpensive, fun to do, and a very, very heartwarming, charming gift that you can give your friends and family. I love getting homemade gifts. Those are my favorite, the best kind ever. And yeah, it's super easy to make. It's a great idea. A lot of markets sometimes offer fruits at a discount that are a little more ripe than what they would like for selling them at full price. And that's where I got my fruit. And I paid very little for the bag of plums and pears. And it turned out making an absolutely lovely, delicious jam. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that too. All right, I'll see you real soon. Happy thrifting, and take care of yourselves till I see you again.